subscribe to Go Doctor Who. And if you don't, then you can go.
Hello guys, Rich from Go Doctor Who, and today we're going to do multi-doctor ranking story. So basically we're going to put the worst multi-doctor story and to the best multi-doctor story, and I'm going to rank them out of 10. So there you go. Before we get into that, I just want a quick mention of what I've done with the channel so far, or what's just about to come, because I have filmed a lot of videos recently. So we have spin-off ideas. I've done a video on that. I've done my own video on what episode I would like to do if I was a showrunner. I've also done best possible series and worst possible series. Permission off the Who Addicts to do that video. Then I've also done Uber review of series 11, Uber review of series 12, updated. So check them videos out. And I've done ranking of the Cybermen, ranking of the TARDIS console, and ranking companions. And yeah, now I'm doing and the Sonic ranking. So now we're on to multi-doctor stories, and then we're on to the mini-series. Well, mini-sodes, and reviewing the mini-sodes of the 10th, 11th and 12th. 9 and 13 didn't have mini-sodes, so I'm not going to review them. And then we're on to Torchwood, and I'm going to review Torchwood Series 1, Torchwood Series 2, Series 3 and Series 4. Then I'm going to do 5 best Torchwood episodes, 5 least, 5 Torchwood episodes, better title than that. Monster ranking of Torchwood, and Torchwood team ranking, and then I'm going to do regeneration ranking and CGI of the regenerations and ranking them. So a lot of Doctor Who, a lot of Torchwood to come, and a lot of videos you should definitely check out. Anyway, let's just get into the video, and yeah, multi-doctor ranking and reviewing, let's get into it. So the least best multi-doctor story is the Two Doctors, and yeah, basically we have the Second Doctor and the Sixth Doctor. Jamie McCrimmon is quite nice. He's the Second Doctor's companion. There's no explanation where Zoe is, or some or another one of the Second Doctor's companions, but Jamie McCrimmon is nice, that addition to this story, and he's just there, and it's quite nice. We also have Perry, who's just kind of hasn't got a lot to do, but she's there and gets captured and stuff like that. The usual for classic companions. The Sixth Doctor, I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed the Sixth Doctor in this. He was one of my first episodes watching the Sixth Doctor, and I really enjoyed it. For a multi-doctor story though, it's a bit The Second Doctor, basically, he's quite nice, even though he has orange eyebrows. Yeah, okay. Basically, Sontarans are in this, and they're alright, I guess. It's the weakest Sontaran story I've seen, but basically they've trapped the Second Doctor and trying to get knowledge of time travel of the Second Doctor, and the Sixth Doctor knows something's up, so he goes to rescue the Second Doctor. That's basically the story of the multi-doctor story, and yeah, it's a 6 out of 10 for me, and it's the weakest multi-doctor story we have. Next up, whether you like it or not, Timeless Children. Yes, this I kind of count it as multi-doctor story. So we have Ruth, and then we have 13 in the Mind Palace, and then meeting, and Ruth trying to persuade 13 to do what she needs to do. And we also have the Master basically spitballing the Doctor's origin, with loads of Doctors being shown of them as a child, Timeless child. Yeah, gets a 6 out of 10 as well. It's alright. So you know. Next up, another one from Series 12, another multi-doctor story I count just above Timeless Children is the Shadoon episode. The Ruth Doctor learning she is the Doctor, and then we have 13 and Ruth battling off each other, and I really enjoy that dynamic. And then we also get to see a lot about Ruth at the end of the episode, making you want to learn more and want to see more of the Ruth Doctor. So that's a good way to do a multi-doctor story in a way, and I think it's quite unique and different. Obviously a different mystery Doctor as well that plays the cards. 7 out of 10. Next up we have Time Crash, and yes, I absolutely love this. This is where we step up again in multi-doctor stories. The Fifth Doctor and the Fifth Doctor and the 10th Doctor basically then talking about the Master, and then talking about other stuff, and then the Fifth Doctor not believing the 10th Doctor's the Doctor and thinking he's a fan, and then it's just a nice, funny, comedic mini-sode, and it's really enjoyable, and the TARDIS is connecting together. Yeah, really enjoyed it, and it gets probably an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, to be fair. Yeah, why not? And I'm not counting mini-sodes where there's 2 Matt Smith Doctors, and I'm not counting the Series 5 where there's a Flesh Doctor and another Doctor, and I'm not counting Series 4, there's 2 David Tennant Doctors. I'm not counting any of them multi-Doctors sort of things. Only what's on this list I'm counting as a multi-Doctor story. Yeah. Next up we have all the TARDIS from Series 7 where 11 throws another device to the 7th Doctor to stop into the TARDIS episode. I'm not counting that either. Anyway, next up, right, just keeping on track with the ranking so far. We've got the 2nd Doctor, we've got Time's Children, we've got the Shadoon episode with the Roof Doctor, we've got Time Crash. Now we're on to another classic, the 3 Doctors. I really enjoy this. Obviously it's the first. They're a bit shy to do big bombastic things with this multi-Doctor story, but it must have been a big thing at the time. Really enjoy the 3rd Doctor. He's one of my favourite classic Doctors, so that's a bonus. Then we have the 3rd and the 2nd Doctor meeting, and that's nice, and the 2nd Doctor goes, "I am not just a Time Lord, we are the same Time Lord." And 2nd Doctor has his little tropes and his little flute and stuff like that, and it's just funny. And the 3rd Doctor's just getting angry with him. And we have Joe Grant in this is really nice, and Torchwood Unit, yeah. And then we have Omega, of course, and Omega is a brilliant Time Lord to face, and yeah, just a good villain, and it gets an 8 out of 10 again. You know, yeah, why not? Next up we have, this is where it gets complicated. Basically, we have Twice Upon a Time, Day of the Doctor, and 5 Doctors left. And I kind of count this as a multi-Doctor story, even if it isn't the 1st Doctor. Twice Upon a Time, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy him, the 1st Doctor in this, even though if he's a bit sexist, it does pull you down a little bit with the episode. However, it beats all the other multi-Doctor stories we've talked about so far, because I love 12, and I love the reaction. 1st Doctor and the 12th Doctor refusing to regenerate and having to persuade each other to do that and go along the journey. And before even Series 11 came along, where every villain's not a villain, we actually had something fresh and different where the 12th Doctor didn't have a villain in his last story. It was just memories, and yeah, that was just nice. And there was no villain in the story, really. Yeah, so this episode we get to see the Doctor's TARDISes, and we get to see the 1st Doctor gets to see the 12th Doctor's Sonic and stuff like that, and his companions and the way he lives, and it's just interesting to see the beginning of the show and the present of the show at the time. Yeah, an 8.5 out of 10 from me. Next up, just beating it, is Day of the Doctor. You can't put Day of the Doctor 2nd on this list, how dare you? Well, I have, and I really enjoy Day of the Doctor, but there's something I enjoy more. Yes, Day of the Doctor, it just feels like there's something missing from this episode. I don't know what, but I really enjoy the Zygons. They suddenly become my favourite villain, and then I come to my senses that the Sidemen are better, so I'm back to Sidemen. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Zygons with the shape-shifting. I really enjoy the unit addition to this story, and all these locations. And we also have Billie Piper back, and I enjoy that aspect with the moment. There's a lot of stuff I enjoy. Clara in this persuading the Doctors, and it's so nice of her, and Clara suddenly becoming a better companion from what she was in Series 7. You can certainly see that, and her suddenly role in the very first story of the Doctor working at school. Coal Hill School. Then we have lovely references throughout each of the eras in the series, and Captain Jack gets a reference and all sorts of references, and River Song's shoes in the background, or Unit, Underground and stuff like that. You know, there's loads of stuff to talk about. Obviously the big one in this is the Time War. I'm obsessed with the Time War and love to know more about the Time War as much as I can, and this gives me a good condition of seeing the last day of the Time War. However, a lot of people did not die in this story. I'd have loved to have been raised to skates and have seen a few deaths, but not one person really died in this story. So yeah, apart from Daleks. A lot of Daleks died in one big boom, but you know. Gallifrey stands, and we have the 4th Doctor back, and 11 and 4. Ooh, but of course, David Tennant linking in with Series 3 with the Queen that eventually chases Martha, and the Doctor doesn't know what he's done with the Queen, but yeah, we do know now. Dave Tennant, this was amazing and brilliant and fun, and he was my Doctor of the era, so him brought back, and him meeting Matt Smith and 11 and 10, meeting and mixing and arguing against her. For once, I'd like to know where I'm going. No, you really wouldn't. Spoilers. And River Song, of course, getting that little reference to spoilers. There's a load of references throughout this whole thing, and the War Doctor, no more, and blows up the Time Lords and we all die. No, I'm joking. Of course, they persuade not to blow up, and we get this epic scene of all the Doctors, even, no sir, all 13, and the eyebrows. Love that moment. There's so much good moments, and it has to get a 9 out of 10 from me. Now, just beating it, this is how you do a multi-Doctor story. You don't have just one villain or two, you have all of them. We have the Death Zone, where we get to see Omega, and that's what this whole thing is all about. The Ring of Omega, getting immortality. We have Bruce, I think that's the President, but I'm going to just say President. The President's actually the villain of this, and then he wants to live forever, so Rassilon tricks him and turns him into stone, and he lives forever that way. We have the connection with all the Doctors' contacts, and all of them working together. We have the Master, how gratifying to kill you 3-4 times over. I forgot the reference, but that's brilliant. The Master and the Cybermen working together in the classic era. Then we have the Cybermen, excellent Doctor, and we have Cybermen and the third Doctor finally meeting, which is amazing. And then these other villains that kill the Cybermen are really interesting. I'd love to see them in New Who. Sarah Jane back with the third Doctor. Then we have the fourth Doctor, and him, a little reference from Shada, even though the fourth Doctor's technically not in it, because this is a deleted scene from Shada, just adjusted, but oh well. Then we have the fifth Doctor, knowing all of themselves are being stolen through time, and he's dying from it, so he needs to investigate and try and save his other selves. The second Doctor and Unit, and the Brigadier is an incredible lineup, and the Yetis. There's so many villains, there's so many good plots, and of course there's Daleks, of course there is. Then the Doctors actually meeting up and comparing and bickering and laughing is brilliant. And then the companions as well, Susan, Sarah Jane, the fifth Doctor's companions. I'm sure there's plenty more that I've missed out there. And Time Lords, and we're on Gallifrey. It's just, So yeah, gotta enjoy the story, and this is how a multi-Doctor story is done. And I hopefully, for God, we get more multi-Doctor stories. Please, especially in the 60th. This is what I would love for my 60th, if it was me writing the show, and we could actually get all the actors. We'd get a little cameo from the 5th, the 6th and the 7th Doctor playing different roles, but given a nod that they were the Doctor in some sort of canon way, but also them not being the Doctor in a way, because they don't look like what they did back in the day. That would be a nice nod. Then, actual Doctors. Christopher Eccleston, because he's playing a lot more conventions now and all that. He's into the Doctor Who again. David Tennant's a given. Matt Smith's a definite given, because he looks exactly what he was. And then we've got Peter Capaldi. I know he refuses to be the Doctor, but it's as if he could actually still do it, and he chooses to change his mind. And then 13 and another 14th Doctor if we get there. So all them together would be incredible, and I'd love that. Even possibly a Ruth Doctor mention would be nice. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That was my ranking, and of course I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm not going to talk about it again. There's a lot of videos for you to check out. There's a lot of videos to come on the channel, and we're trying to get to 150 subscribers. We're near 100 mark filming this video, so please could we get to 100. If you get any subscribers help, like, boost the video, share the video, you name it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys for my next video very soon. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what was your best or ranking the multi-Doctor stories. See you guys very soon.